lot of shrooms going on, and the Hexcore Foundry is forcing him to draw right now into those things. So, oh, the fact we can even make another peddler. I mean, is he? It's so close to death.
Hello there everyone, Gomez here for LAN Upchannel again with another deck for you today. This time we're using the Foundry landmark in PNZ, and obviously we're using it with Puffcaps, but we're putting it in Freljord, so we're reviving the Sejuani Teemo combination. So let's get into this. So the deck is called Puffcap Foundry, mostly because obviously the Puffcaps and its combining with Foundry, the Hexcore Foundry that is. But we're putting this into the old kind of build that was Teemo Sej, so we've kind of almost like thrown it in here, but it does work really well. So what this is a continuous investigator. I've actually taken investigator out of this deck. Normally you'd play investigator because it forces the draw on your opponents, so they start drawing into their shrooms, but the Hexcore, and especially if you can get 2 Hexcores, is doing that job for you. So actually I've taken investigator out because I wanted to make sure I had space for things that I wanted. Technically you could still put investigator in for an additional draw to force them to go into more damage, but I've decided not to do that. So let's quickly go through the deck beat by beat. So your main thing is obviously Teemo, get many shrooms in your opponent's deck. Hexcore Foundry is going to be making that damage go in every single turn. If Sejuani's on the board leveled up, then that means that every single time that their Nexus take, or the first time their Nexus takes damage from the Puffcaps, it's going to make sure all the things they've got on the board are frostbitten. Admittedly, they can then play minions onto that board after the fact, but it's such a powerful move to use. That's why it was such a powerful deck in the past. So we've got one Feel the Rush in here just as the if all else fails. But let's quickly go through bit by bit. So we've got Thermal Beam in here for a bit of removal. Jury Rig with Rubbish, that's like a bit of draw mechanic. Obviously our main draw will come from Foundry, but this helps us just that little bit, like to maybe find Foundry. And also these spells work with Starlight Seer and the Puffcap Peddler. Team obviously. Ballistic Bot is such a great card, right? Number one, it's already proven itself to be magnificent. It creates the ignition, which is going to be already augmented itself. Whenever you play this, it's already going to be going up in damage, but also this is doing damage to the enemy Nexus, and that's what makes it so good with Sejuani for the early game. If the shrooms aren't hitting, then this at least means that you're hitting him so that you're leveling up Sejuani. That's why I honestly think that like a Ballistic Bot is going to be amazing in Sejuani decks, and it's going to be amazing in Gangplank decks, because Gangplank decks, it's all about hitting into the enemy's core to level them up, and obviously this gives you that ability. So I mean, there might be a PNZ there might be a PNZ Bilgewater deck that I've got in the works, but that's later. That video will come later. Let's go for the video that we've got at the moment. So obviously this guy is creating Puffcaps. Always remember that the augment, like all the cards that all these Puffcaps that are being created are actually going to augment the Ballistic Bot as well. So if you can get that out as quickly as possible, it's amazing. I put this in here mainly because there's multiple reasons, right? So depending on what's on the board, you potentially make another copy of a Puffcap Peddler so that you can get more value off the Puffcap Peddlers. You potentially copy either one of these guys or one of these guys, so when you summon it, it's then going to be giving you more Puffcaps. You could technically use this on top of the Ballistic Bot to get another Ballistic Bot out, and then so you're getting more ignitions going on, so you're doing more damage. There's like multiple ways that you can use this, right? That just makes this card so good. You can actually even make a copy of your enemy's minion. Like, you can make a copy, like, if they throw something out that you're like, oh crap, I need to defend myself with that, you can make a copy and throw it out, and it'll be +1/+1, so it's actually going to outrank the one that they've played. There's many different reaches that. We've got Mystic in there as well, just to hit into the enemy core if needed, or because basically this is kind of like a burn deck, so that this can just help pop that extra damage. But if there is something on the board that you need to deal with and get rid of, potentially Mystic Shot can really help. Shared Spores, another potential draw mechanic, as well as the fact that obviously this is doing a buff as well. Oh, sorry. This is also doing a buff for your deck as well. It's not just the draw, it's also doing the buff, which is like nice. This guy's buffing your deck. Troll Chant just to help Teemo survive through a number of things, as well as the fact that it could help your Peddler survive through a number of things, as well as obviously that works with Peddler to be putting mushrooms in your opponent's deck. These guys just be throwing more mushrooms. Sej, and as I said, the Feel the Rush as the if all else fails, Feel the Rush, get a 10-10 Sejuani, 10-10 Teemo on the board, and just let the craziness begin. But the whole idea is put as many shrooms in your opponent's deck as possible, get multiple foundries out, and then the draw should hopefully cause them to just like, you know, just destroy themselves. That's the plan. So that's the idea of the Puffcap Foundry deck. Please let me know what you think down in the comments down below. Shameless plug time, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. If you haven't already, you can catch me live on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. At this moment in time, for the season of Christmas, I am giving away Twisted Fate cards, like a set of these cards, like Twisted Fate cards, in which are like on my Thursday stream, as well as the fact that if you comment on this video, letting me know what you think the best card or your favorite card of the new set is and why, you could potentially be entered into, because literally every single video up until Saturday, so tomorrow, I will be putting, which I will be giving, I will be like checking each of the videos, seeing all the comments, and seeing your favorite cards, your reasons for it. Choose my favorite. One person will be winning a set on YouTube, but one person will also be winning a set on Twitter, because I did put out a Twitter message or Twitter thing of exactly the same thing. So if you comment on that, let me know your favorite card, and that you can get involved. You can actually get involved in both, so give yourself double the chance to win. Why not? But yes, what you call it, there is, which it says the set given out from there. There's also the Discord down below if you want to join people. We've got a lovely Discord community starting up, all who love Legends of Runeterra gaming and just having a good laugh in general. So if you want to join that, please feel free, link down below. As well as the fact that obviously, just thank you all so much for the support. I hit my goals, my yearly goals were hit 1,000 on YouTube, hit 1,000 on Twitch. I hit both of them by the end of the year, so thank you honestly so much. The support has been amazing. If you haven't already subscribed and like you're watching this and thinking you're getting a little bit entertained, then why not hit that subscribe button and help me out? But if not, do not worry about it. Anyway, let's get in and see how this deck does in a couple of matchups. Right, okay, Fiora Shen is problematic. Fiora Shen is problematic because there's not really much that we get away with here. There's not a lot. I mean, I've got to kind of keep thermal. The problem is that by giving them draw this early on, that is going to be amazing for me late game. But at the moment, I need to get shrooms in that deck. It's more because, the quicker he draws Fiora, the more problematic it becomes, right? The quicker he draws Fiora, because admittedly, he might already have her in deck. I didn't actually see him make any changes. So he could very easily have Fiora already in his hand. So we just need to hope that we can get enough mushrooms. So if we can get enough mushrooms in his deck, if we can get a peddler going and get those mushrooms in there, this is going to be amazing because we can just force it down. But that whole deck relies on drawing into its resource. I mean, I know that every deck relies on drawing into its resource, but I mean this one specifically because the win condition of Fiora. Oh, that's very nice because that helps with my Sejuani. Okay, it's okay.
These woods protect their own.
It's okay. I don't even mind taking the damage here. If he goes, yeah, we take the damage. I don't mind it. We immediately go for an open, I feel. Or do we? Do we wait and see whether or not he plays? Big part of me actually wants to play the ballistic bot here. I'm going to play the ballistic bot just in case he plays Fiora because we've actually still got enough mana for a thermal.
Save your words. We speak with blades.
Okay, I'm actually gonna do. Okay, we're gonna bide our time, but there's not much he can do to protect. I mean, other than the only thing that stops it is Ranger's Resolve. The only thing that he can do that can stop this is Ranger's Resolve. He can't barrier Fiora off of that. There we go. So that's one Fiora down. That's one Fiora down. We don't have to worry about that anymore. GG, GG. He concedes. Right, but the fact I wanted to put the ballistic bot out for that region, but also because okay then. So I'm actually gonna throw the peddler out. I'm gonna throw the peddler out. Okay, so how close is Teemo? Teemo is there. I can't actually level out. I can't actually level Teemo this turn. The one thing I can do is I can at least use the ignition so that we are helping Sejuani. And augmenting, obviously, and also putting a few more mushrooms in his deck, because that card's going to leave us anyway. So we might as well get that additional point of damage, get those shrooms in, and get what's his face on the go, right. Do we play the peddler? bearing in mind, right, so her spell costs 4. One's already dead, right? One's already dead. He could play Shen. Nope, he's just going to barrier up instantly. Single combat is potentially a thing here. I'm actually just going to go straight in with this. I mean, admittedly, as I said, single combat is the problematic thing here, but at least on the plus side, Sej is leveled now. Sejuani's leveled. I can throw Jerry Rig out if I need to. There's also, oh, actually, Troll Chant gets me past. Okay, so he hasn't actually got a way of saving Fiora, otherwise he would have totally gone forward with Fiora right now. Okay, so to defend ourselves, firstly, we throw Jerry out. Or do we want to go with a Rummage? No, we throw Jerry out. As much as we want to use the Rummage move, I actually want to use so many different things in this hand that we just throw Jerry out. We throw Jerry out. It's the better move. We could actually, I guess you're the guy who I potentially sacrifice. It goes up by 2. Right, okay, so we then go whoop. So we're not really sacrificing you, but I don't really want to be sacrificing these guys even more so we do that. We need to use more resource. I say that, but if he had a barrier, he would have gone. If he had a barrier resource, he would have used it, right? He potentially still has deny. I feel like he still has the potential of deny, so I'm going to throw this out first. Gonna throw that out first, because yet again it's another spell which is putting more shroom. Okay, so he's gonna accept the shroom damage. He still has the potential of deny, but I feel like we have to go for the attempt of killing Fiora here. As much as he wants to play the Foundry, because admittedly he's got a lot of shrooms going on right now. Actually, maybe do we play the Foundry? Maybe we play the Is this going to be my best chance to kill Fiora? And I kind of have to take it. No, it's not it. We're going to go with the Foundry move. I'm going to regret it. I feel like I'm going to live to regret this. I'm going to live to... Oh, Pursuit, of course. But of course he's got the Pursuit. Should have just killed the Fiora. Okay. Okay, so he's getting rid of one of my... He's getting rid of one of my peddler men. Getting rid of one of the peddlers. I can actually trade that still. And be okay. And also we're getting rid of, like, you know, this. We at least want to keep one of our peddlers back, okay? We at least want to keep one of our peddlers back. But the problem is we're now giving him the resources that he might need, right? That's the main downside, is that we've potentially given him the resources that he needs. But we are also forcing him to draw shrooms, which, as you can see, is doing a lot of damage to him, right? So that there's pluses and minuses here.
There was a little fella
So just continue to go with the shroom plan right now. He's still got a long way to go with the Fiora plan. He's got to get... Okay, that's fine. So I said technically she's still within range. He could have now found the barrier spell that he was looking for. It's very important to remember that he could have actually honestly found the barrier spell that he's looking for. But just in case he hasn't, because we're doing damage into his core there, we're still putting significant shroomage in. Okay, right, he can't deny it, he can't do anything. We kill the Fiora. We kill the Fiora now, so that we know that that's not an issue anymore for us. Admittedly, he's still got things going on here, but the man's got a lot of shrooms going on, and the Hexcore Foundry is forcing him to draw right now into those things. So, oh, the fact we can even make another peddler. I mean, is he... It's so close to death. So close to death. Okay, so we survive on 2 here. We survive on 2 health. He could rally, right? There is the potential of rally. Rally would actually be problematic for me. Do we just take the damage? Sorry, we take the damage. I'm not gonna fuck about. I'm not gonna fuck about, because the hilariousness of his, he draws anyway, so we just let him go into his own death with the draw there. That worked out nicely. That worked out very nicely, especially considering the fact we've got a lot of weak things in that deck potentially. So I like that. Oh, Oh, Zoe and Viktor. Zoe and Viktor. How many times in that deck does Zoe actually level? I mean, I hope that I top deck one of my mystic shots. Actually, I got Thermal. But I was gonna say I've got Teemo as well if I needed it. Do I want to keep that? No, I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm actually gonna keep 2 Teemos, just because he could potentially have a Thermal for his first attack. So if I play Teemo, then like the only counter he's got to Teemo at this moment in time is Thermal. He could have it. We'll put it past him. Ooh, there we go. I mean, sod it. I will do that trade. I will do that trade knowing that Teemo's in my deck. I don't mind doing that trade knowing that. Mystic shot at least does. So if he gets another one out, if he does get another one out, at least I know that I've got the counter to it. I could play Teemo here. He could have a mystic. I feel like I'm gonna end up regretting my decisions. Okay. Now can we get the damn? Can we attack forward with Teemo? That's the question now. Can we attack forward with Teemo? There we go. Okay. So I'm actually gonna use shared spoils. Hoping that I'm gonna be drawing drawing a Puffcap Peddler. That's gonna be the plan. Draw Puffcap Peddler. I mean, Starlight Seer, at least that means that those, at least it means the buffs. At least it means the buffs are going through. I would take the Starlight Seer. It's not who I wanted, because obviously if I can get a Puffcap Peddler, I can start making a copy of him. At least I mean, he hit 2 of the mushrooms, of the 5 mushrooms, he hit 2 of them right there. I feel like I just throw out the Thermal on top of this right now. No Viktor, because obviously he could, with Mentor of the Stones. Oh, you know, it's done. Zoe's dead, Viktor's dead, done. I leave this battle now. It has become a silly place. Are we actually, is this going to be the Targon's Peak deck? Are we actually playing against the Targon's Peak deck? Okay. Well, okay, fair enough. I mean, I'll take that. Champion, this is just burn. This is just a burn deck. Noxus and PNZ, classic old-fashioned burn deck. I mean, do I keep Sej? No, I don't think I kill it. Do I keep Sej? I need my early game. Actually, I'm gonna keep these 2. I'm gonna keep this just in case I need to make a copy of something my opponent plays. Right, I don't mind. No, he can hit him with that. I mean, admittedly, I couldn't make a copy of it this turn anyway. I could technically make a copy of it now. but I don't really want to, if I'm going to be honest. Okay. That, I actually don't mind making a copy of. Because if I make a copy of that, then, it actually it's more beneficial on my side, because it can defend the fierce. I mean, Peddler. I feel like we do this move. As much of me wants to play Peddler, this move makes more sense, because also it helps, like, if he does an attack forward, we defend, and then we hit in and get a hit on our Sejuani. So it makes too much sense. Makes too much sense not to. I mean,
Let's get a good look at you.
I feel like this is the way that this goes round, right? He still gets damage in, but we get damage in for the Sejuani. We then get a Puffcap Peddler on the board next turn. Puffcap Peddler on board next turn. Or do we get a Starlight Seer? I feel like we'll get a Puffcap Peddler. Get a Puffcap Peddler on the board right now. So much damage, just so much burn damage.
Make the Empire
Next, so what we do is actually we could actually just. Do I attack forward with my Puff? Do I sacrifice Puffcap Peddler here? No, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it to next turn because I want to.
remember the objective.
I regret my decisions. Okay. Now I'm just gonna throw it forward. There's very little that he can punish this with. Very little that he can punish that with, so that's why I don't mind doing it this turn. It's because I wanted to make sure I was gonna be able to make a copy of my Puffcap Peddler. That was like the main thing I wanted to make sure. Of course he goes immediately forward. Okay, so I feel like we defend. I'm a peddler, not a meddler. Let me throw this out. so that we can defend this point. Seems legit. Seems legit. So we do that. I mean, admittedly, this is not the best situation to be in, but I can make a copy of my Puffcap Peddler and play the copy of the Puffcap Peddler. We're at the point of 8, and obviously they're just burning us down. That whole thing is just burn down the opponent. So hit a mushroom. Yes. Okay. So at least the shared spoils now becomes a thing, right? Do we throw Teemo out? I'm gonna throw Teemo out. I'm gonna end up regretting my decisions, but we throw Teemo out.
Explosives.
So we can actually. Do we throw? I feel like I throw a Starlight Seer out as well. I want to start buffing my deck, so we get that out. So just the fact that we do that and then throw some mushrooms in the deck, we level Teemo, we start doubling the shrooms which are going on, as well as the fact that we're buffing and just putting more. I mean, this just makes sense, right? This just makes sense. And then we go. Go. I mean, we could actually throw forward this Peddler as well. I'm not going to because I want to keep it back for defensive purposes. But he's now got like 40 odd mushrooms in that deck. He is having to top deck, but obviously the more these top deck and the more damage that's going into him, that also means that yet again we can use shared spoils to get more draw. So I mean, I can't just play this. I want to see what I get off of shared spoils first, just out of curiosity. So another Starlight Seer. I mean, that is a big Starlight Seer. So we play that because yet again it's helping us with the overwhelm damage that's coming in. So I mean, we are still taking damage here, right? We're still taking damage here, which is upsetting. I feel like I've got to sacrifice a Peddler, sadly, here, just for the greater good, because he's got so much burn damage and so many things that are going to be trying to burn us out. I feel like this is still a legit strategy here. Still legit. It's all good. Obviously, we lose a Peddler, but he's got a lot of shrooms in the deck already. And then I feel like how was that? That's a 5. We throw this out. We're just gonna maximize the shroom damage right now. We're just gonna max. Oh, cool. I mean,
I love the smell of mushrooms in the morning.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, he's got the ability of doing significant damage into me too, right? He's got the ability of doing significant damage into me as well. Play this. I mean, I feel like, if he's got Decimate, he can really start punishing me here. He can really start punishing me. I'm actually gonna change that place. Might even go for a rummage. Just to see. I mean, the fact that there's a Hexcore Foundry, if only I could have played you. This round. I feel like he defends with. I feel like he defends with the what's his faces, right? He literally defends with things, but I've got to go because of how burny his deck is. I've got to throw everything at it. I've got to throw everything at him, and then just hope that the shrooms is what finishes him. Right? Because he could have Decimate, he could have things that are going to do damage. I have to go with this like all-in strategy right now and just hope that the shrooms finish him, because he will be getting a lot of shrooms. So a lot of shrooms are going his way. I just need to hope that he's not got the burn damage in there. I mean, come on. If we throw, I mean, either way, we're throwing out the, he's not dead yet. So close to death, he's not dead. I mean, we could die. He could have the burn damage necessary to kill us. He could honestly have the burn damage necessary to kill me. I throw out the Foundry because we want him to draw next turn. Also, we've got to level up. I mean, look how big that Sejuani is! Oh, that's so much damage. Oh, don't have Mystic. I just want to see, because if he plays Farron, I just wanted to make sure I was covered on that. There we go. Significant mushroom damage. Take them all, mate. Take them all. I mean, we didn't even get to see him draw the second one. he had another card coming. That is the Puffcap Foundry deck. As you can see, actually a really powerful deck. There is obviously the burn version, which is going out, which isn't actually running Foundry. It's just Noxus with which good Noxus, like so Draven and Teemo, which yet again really powerful combination. But I do like this just because it goes back to a really older archetype with the Sejuani and whatnot. So I do actually enjoy that personally. But what do you think down below? Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this deck. If you run this deck, let me know how it goes. If you make any changes to this deck, let me know what changes you make to this deck. Because we're building these decks together. All these decks that I'm putting out currently and always are always ideas and concepts, and then we build together off of it as a community. That's kind of the way that I've always like. This is the LAN Up channel. We work together to make things happen. So thank you all so much. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, you can catch me on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. There's also a Discord link down below, Twitter, and all the nonsense. So if you want to get in contact with me at any point, it's all there. As well as the fact that I said, if you haven't already subscribed but you enjoyed what you saw, why not hit that subscribe button? Anyway, until next time, everyone, thank you all so much and bye! From flash of brilliance that could save me. Save me! That doesn't save me. Okay. Is there anything from you? Save me. That doesn't save me! Okay. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Find something that can save me.